Come on, Chewy. Chewy, let's get in the truck. So this is a follow-up to the video I made a few days ago, or a few weeks ago. Let's get in the truck, girl. About are my plans to build elsewhere. Come on, get in. And to get in or to, hey, look at that. So this is, in case you can't tell, she's jumping from down here. One of the reasons why I don't like the super tall dogs or super big dogs is they lose that agility. But anyway, I wanted to do a follow-up to the video that I made about paralysis via analysis. And so let me get in here and tell you that, believe it or not, the day after I made that video, I already had the answer. And the answer is we're going to stay here and build here. You know, it's kind of weird how I was struggling on that question for a year. And I make that video, and in less than 24 hours, I have the answer. And, oops, let's see. Yeah, okay. And why? Why did I have the answer so quick? Well, maybe it was prayer or whatever. I can't say for sure what it was. But I decided we're going to build here. And the reason why I'm going to build here is thinking about my goals and my sacrifices and also my personal desires. You know, a man has to work. A man has to fulfill his purpose first and foremost. And my purpose is to serve my Creator and also to provide for my family. And to do that best, I really need to kick some butt with these dogs. I need to really show what these dogs are capable of. My apologies for the camera adjustment. And to do that, if I was to move right now, that's going to back up the progress with the program for at least a year. And I've already gotten behind because of the some personal situations with the family. My mom's getting old, and I've talked about that, and we had to intervene with several other things as well that distracted us. And so I really need to be grinding hard to do catch up on the time that I've already missed, much less take another year off of proving these dogs. I need to be grinding and really demonstrating these dogs for a couple of reasons. One, the dogs are only going to be as good as the proof that's provided. You know, if I don't provide the proof, then how can you believe anything that I have to say? I really need to be proving what these dogs are capable of. And that's because for me to be a better witness to my audience, I need to be an expert in my craft. Because by being an expert in a craft, you have a platform that people will come to you for because you're good at your craft, which opens up a door. And this is something for you guys to adopt. If you're a believer, be an expert in your craft, because that opens up a door to your clients or people that you cross paths with to witness. And some people might say, well, you know, Lee, I contacted you for dogs. I didn't contact you for spiritual advice. I didn't contact you for you to witness to me. Well, okay. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to, because that's what I'm called to do. I'm not called to be a dog breeder. I'm not called to be a dog trainer. Although those are my interests, my personal interests. That's for self-glory. That's for self-desire. My purpose, however, is to serve my Creator. That's something bigger than me. So if you and I have a common desire with the dogs, then I can use that as an opportunity to witness my purpose of the Creator and to serve Him, because all things should give glory to God. And this is something that a lot of people don't get. But look, 36,500 days is all you have if you live to be 100. Let's keep perspective of what really matters. We can't take a U-Haul with us to the graveyard. You know, we can try to build a pyramid and put all our riches and stuff and things like that in it, but when we're dead, we're from dust to dust, buddy. From dust to dust. And all will be forgotten without a Creator. So just keep in perspective what really matters. You know, these dogs are just entertainment. Are you not entertained That's what the government wants us to be, entertained with basketball, baseball, football, whatever, MMA, music. As long as we are entertained and distracted, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, as long as we are entertained, we miss our purpose. We're distracted. And these dogs are just that, man. I mean, yes, they can be a great asset to the family. They can be some of our best and most loyal friends. A loving animal that we can love and even connect with. But at the end of the day, what is there without our Creator? All things bring glory to our God. And that's what we need to remember. So I need to grind. I need to demonstrate what these dogs are able to do. And really prove it to build my own credibility so I have a better platform. Let me step aside for just a second. I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Let me clean off the lid on this drink. You never know who touches it and what they touched before, so call me paranoid if you want to. But it's bad enough that I even drink this drink, much less the germs that are on the lid. I kind of let it reach. I don't wipe it off as soon as I get it out of the counter. I let the condensation get on it to provide a little moisture so I can clean up the lid on that lid. And but anyway, I got to get back to the house and cut some grass. We got 9 acres that I need to cut, and always a job to do. But hey, so we're gonna build. So I'm gonna build where we are, and we're gonna double down and grind really hard for the next 10 to 13 years. Put some proof out there of what these dogs are truly capable of. Build the credibility of the program through evidence. Proof of concept, not rhetoric, not hype. I don't use fancy cars, beautiful women, and monetary goods to promote our dogs. That's what people do that want to fake it till you make it. They want to tap into your emotional marketing techniques to try to have sex appeal, monetary appeal, worldly appeal, instead of proof of concept. I can't stand fake it till you make it. I expect proof of concept. I want to see the dogs do it. I had a guy ask me today, hey, can your dogs be dual registered with like the AKC, the UKC? And of course, if you really know much about dogs, you understand that that's not really applicable at this time. But the truth of the matter is, it should never be, because this is a working breed. And as a working breed, we actually have in the bylaws of the American Sentinel Canine Registry that anybody that's found trying to dual register our dogs with another registry that accepts band dogs will actually be barred from the American Sentinel Canine Registry organization, kicked out of the Sentinel breed as a whole. And the reason why is because no other registry is going to require the same level of standards of performance and health testing prior to breeding. And if you try to bypass those requirements of performance, breeding, and health testing, then you don't deserve to be part of the program, because this is not a fake it till you make it crew, okay? The people that are in this crew, that are in our organization, you'll see them out there health testing their stock and performance testing their stock. Now, some people may be better breeders than others, but they're all required to do some basic testing. And this is where the breeder's eye and experience is going to separate one from the other, but they all have to meet those requirements. So I talked to people about being part of the organization and helping us along the way, because I said I need 100 breeders out there. In 26 years, we've had a lot of people get dogs, and there's probably been 100 people that have bred dogs from our dogs over the 26 years. A large number of them have been bred, but the difference is most people just want to breed a dog because they have it. They want to breed a dog because the great-grandfather was a show dog, or the great-grandfather did something somewhere, sometime, someplace in someone else's hands. And they want to ride those coattails and say that they're breeding the same thing that I'm breeding because they have the same pedigree. Stop breeding for pedigree, y'all. Stop it. You got to breed for the traits. You got to breed to the dog that carries the traits that you want. Two dogs have the same, in the same litter, have the same pedigree, but they're still different dogs. The way to move forward and to prove the dogs time and time again, generation after generation, is by trying to continually select the best and to cull the rest. And if you miss the performance testing and the health testing, then you're missing the steps that created the breed to begin with. It's not about the pedigree. Yes, the pedigree matters, but it only matters if the dog that's used has the traits that you seek. You can't live off hype. You can't fake it till you make it. You're going to have to grind. You're going to have to pay your dues. This is why it irritates me when people owe me money. It's not about the money that they owe me. It really isn't. It is about not paying your dues. Because if you're not going to pay your dues, the money that you owe, then are you even going to do the work? You know, this is a working man's breed. Now, by working man, I don't mean the poor man that works for his dollar. I mean the man that goes and does the work. That's a true working man. Don't call me up and ask for a dog at a working man's price. Because the question is, are you even a working man? Or are you a bum that wants a free check and a free handout? Because a lot of people that say, hey, yeah, what's the work? You got a dog at a working man's price? I'm like, what kind of work do you do? And they're like, well, why do you want me to answer that question? Because you asked for a working man's price. If you're a working man, do you have a job? What kind of job do you have? And then the next question is, they live in a 4,000 square foot house, and I see a picture in their backyard, and they got a waterfall with a swimming pool. Dude, don't even bring up a working man's price if you have a 4,000 square foot house, a swimming pool in the backyard, and a waterfall. I've been doing this for breeding dogs since 2000, studying the dog since 1990. It's currently 2026. That means I've been breeding these dogs for 26 years and studying these dogs for 36 years. If I work another 14 years, that's 50 years in the dogs. That's crazy. Okay? Guess what? My facilities cost more than my home. My canine, and I'm fixing to build another facility here, like we talked about in the other video. We're fixing to build a 4,800 square foot building for training. That building is going to cost, I live in a single wide mobile home. I laugh because, yes, we're going to build a house here, hopefully, God willing, and everything works out. But my kennels cost more than my home, okay? We don't live in a trailer park because you need land, okay? You need land, and we put a mobile home here because we plan on building a house here. But we have a 3,200 square foot kennel. Actually, we have about 5,000 square foot of kennel total. But the new kennel's 3,200 square feet. And it's built like Fort Knox, and it costs more than my mobile home. I don't breed these dogs to make a living. I made my living as an educator. But the dogs need to pay for themselves, and they do need to pay me. But if you're getting into breeding these dogs thinking you're going to get rich, then don't. Okay? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. The money that we make, there are times that it buys a vehicle or buys a side-by-side or buys a tractor. But if you think that sounds like a lot of money, out of the money that I make in a year, probably 80% of it goes back to the dogs. The 20% or whatever that goes into my pocket, I could have made a lot more than that doing something else. Even cutting grass, I could make, if I cut grass, I could make 10 times that amount. Just to do it, it's tough. But then there's other times it's not even a labor at all, because I truly love working with the dogs. I mean, the dogs are a blast, and when you get the right person, they're a blast too. A lot of fun, a lot of good camaraderie, a lot of dedicated people that love these animals and have common goals, and you can talk dogs with and really build a solid roadmap on what the objectives are. And you benefit them and they benefit you, and you build a network, a family of friends. It can be a very pleasurable experience, but that doesn't mean it's all pleasure. There are also times when you're dealing with a sick animal, or you're doing a breeding with a dog that doesn't want to cooperate, or you have you're sick and you have to go out and do the chores, and it's hot and tiring. And then there's also some customers that are not so pleasurable. You know, I would say probably 3% of the clients cause 97% of the stress. We're going to build that canine facility, and we're going to grind and bust some butt for the next 10 to 14 years, and that'll put me in my Social Security days, and I'll be retiring with a pension and Social Security. And guess what? I'll still have dogs. I'll still have 5 or 10 dogs and continue to do this to the best of my ability, because I do love it. But the goal in life is to worship our Creator. That's what we need to do. And we need to excel at our craft for how we make a living, so we become an authority in our field, and we use that position to bring glory to our Creator so that we can witness to others, because we can't take a U-Haul with us. I don't care if you're Alexander the Great, okay? Somebody who's been remembered for thousands of years and will be remembered for as long as people are on the planet. But one of these days, this planet's going to be gone, and all the people will be gone, and all the legacy of the great people that lived on this planet will be gone. And from dust we were made, and dust we will return, and there will be nothing unless the Creator exists. And that's where we need to put our time. That's what we need to remember. We need to humble ourselves and serve our Creator. And that's what I need to do. I need to grind and kick some absolute high performance standards with these dogs, and get myself to the position that I need to be in, so I can bring glory to our Creator and give Him credit for all my success. And then use that as an opportunity to witness to others. And then when it comes time for me to retire, my wife's parents will be probably passed on to the next world themselves, and then we can move, taking 5 or 10 dogs with us if we wish to do so, or we may live here for the rest of my life. So yeah, when I made that video the other day, I was thinking about myself and my own goals and my own interests and the things that I like. But perhaps when I build the building, I'll hire an employee that can handle some of the duties that I need to handle all by myself right now. And if I do hire such an employee, then maybe we can take that trip and restore our soul with a vacation once or twice a year. That would be a good move. All right, well, anyway, just sharing a few thoughts. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. See you around.